The collapse in oil price coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic is expected, that is, I'm reading the World Bank report to you, is expected to plunge the Nigerian economy into, I think it's a fourth, and the worst since 1980s. So what does that mean to you? Is it not a scary report?
Well, it's, the report is scary, but the report is also supposed to also help us to think faster. Sometimes maybe we felt that we were doing well, but some of this report places us on the position to be creative and be innovative enough to be able to come out of the economic situation. But if we allow the report to totally destroy our faith and hope in ourselves, then basically we don't have a hope and we are going to pay for it.
What possibly can the country do at this moment? Because COVID-19 is not something you can control. It's a global affair. It's a global, it's a pandemic, and it's novel. And it continues to go and come and all that. So in that kind of situation, what can the country actually do to help?
Well, in the issue about COVID-19 in Africa, in Nigeria, as a matter of fact, we have to perhaps appreciate the federal government. The federal government, particularly in the presidential team led by the Secretary to the Federal Government, SGF, really did a fantastic job in the management of the COVID-19. Otherwise, maybe something very disastrous would have happened to us. So we have to commend the federal government. As far as COVID-19 management is concerned, the federal government did well. Now, what do you do in the circumstance? Is the fact that we already had a problem before COVID-19 came. The problem was that we were already a consuming economy. We were a consumption economy even before COVID-19 came. And the COVID-19 even destroyed many things that we were supposed to have done, destroyed. Like in Akwa Ibom State, you should be aware of several equipment that were expected, several shipments that did not come, several experts that were expected for several projects that did not arrive. And that really distorted the policy of the state government. I'm sure the same thing would have happened for the federal government. But what we need to do now is to go back to the drawing board and prioritize production, especially in agriculture. Those are the things that we can afford to control. But agriculture has really been affected in Nigeria because of the insecurity. Likely, there's also another report that we are going to have a serious food drought in the entire country because of the fact that many places and many of the regions do not go to farm because of the kidnappings. You stay in your farm and people just come and jack you up. So already your neighbor will not go. The neighbor that went to farm last week is not yet back. So how can the next neighbor go to farm? And if we cannot feed ourselves, then to what extent can we actually plan for exports of the of the food that we're supposed to send out of the country and earn foreign exchange? And those are the variables that are affecting our economy, and that's why you are seeing the pressure on foreign exchange is increasing by the day because we are importing more than we used to import, and to that extent, that pressure creates a gradient on the foreign market, and that is why the exchange rate is increasing. Now, many of the students are at home, and so many families who can afford are also mounting on the same window for foreign exchange to send their children outside the country. So education tourism is also mounting pressure on foreign exchange, and so you see the exchange rate is increasing.